Stress is supposed to save your life, not ruin it. The stress response evolved to mobilize energy, sharpen focus, prepare for action, for short-term threats, tiger chasing you. Stress hormones spike, you fight or flee, threat passes, hormones normalize, system resets. This is healthy, this is adaptive. But modern stress doesn't work this way. It's chronic, constant, low grade, traffic, deadlines, relationship conflict, financial worry. Your brain can't distinguish between these and actual physical threats. Same stress response, but no resolution, no reset, just continuous activation. This destroys your brain. Cortisol is the main stress hormone. Essential in right doses, helps you wake up, mobilizes energy, but chronically elevated cortisol is neurotoxic. It damages the hippocampus, impairs the prefrontal cortex, shrinks brain volume. This isn't metaphor. Chronic stress physically changes your brain structure. The hippocampus is particularly vulnerable. It has abundant cortisol receptors. Under acute stress, cortisol enhances memory formation. This is adaptive. You need to remember dangerous situations. But chronic cortisol exposure damages hippocampal neurons, impairs neurogenesis, reduces volume. This manifests as memory problems, difficulty learning, brain fog. The prefrontal cortex also suffers. Chronic stress impairs executive function, decision-making, impulse control, emotional regulation. Not because you're weak, because stress hormones suppress prefrontal activity while amplifying limbic system activity. Your emotional brain gets louder while your rational brain gets quieter. This is why stressed people make poor decisions, why they're more impulsive, more emotional, more reactive. Their brain is in survival mode. The prefrontal cortex, which enables complex thinking and self-control, is offline. The amygdala, which triggers fear and anger, is hyperactive. The amygdala is your fear center. It detects threats, triggers the stress response. Under chronic stress, the amygdala becomes enlarged and hyperactive. This creates a bias toward perceiving threats. Everything feels dangerous. Ambiguous situations get interpreted negatively. This is anxiety, not a thought problem, a brain problem. Structural changes from chronic stress. Chronic stress also disrupts neuroplasticity. High cortisol suppresses B, D, and F. This impairs learning, memory, adaptation. Your brain becomes rigid, stuck in old patterns. This is why stressed people struggle to change, not lack of motivation. Their brains literally cannot rewire as effectively. Sleep is disrupted by chronic stress. Cortisol should be low at night, but chronic stress keeps it elevated. This prevents deep sleep. Fragment sleep creates insomnia, and poor sleep further impairs stress resilience. It's a vicious cycle. Stress disrupts sleep. Poor sleep increases stress sensitivity. The gut-brain axis connects stress to digestion. Chronic stress alters gut bacteria composition. This affects mood, immunity, even cognition. Your gut produces most of your serotonin. When stress disrupts gut function, it disrupts neurotransmitter production. This is one mechanism linking chronic stress to depression. Inflammation is another pathway. Chronic stress triggers chronic inflammation. Inflammatory cytokines cross the blood-brain barrier, affect neurotransmitter metabolism, impair neuroplasticity, create depression-like symptoms. This is why anti-inflammatory interventions sometimes help with mood. They're addressing a biological mechanism, not just a psychological state. But stress isn't all bad. Acute stress, handled properly, builds resilience. This is hormesis. Challenge followed by recovery. Exercise is stress. Cold exposure is stress. Fasting is stress. These strengthen you. The key is recovery. The stress must be temporary, followed by restoration. Chronic stress lacks recovery. It's constant activation, no restoration. This is what damages the brain. So the solution isn't eliminating all stress, it's ensuring adequate recovery. Between stress exposures, this allows adaptation, growth, or resilience. Meditation reduces stress impact on the brain, not by making stressors disappear, but by changing the brain's response. Regular meditators show reduced amygdala activity, enhanced prefrontal cortex activity, better stress resilience. The stressors are still there, but the brain handles them differently. Exercise is one of the most powerful stress interventions. It reduces cortisol, increases BDNF, promotes neurogenesis, protects the hippocampus, strengthens the prefrontal cortex. People who exercise regularly have more stress-resilient brains, not because they have less stress, because their brains are more capable of handling it. Social connection buffers stress. Human connection activates the parasympathetic nervous system, releases oxytocin. This counteracts the stress response, promotes recovery. Isolated people experience more brain damage from stress. Connected people are protected. This is biological, not just emotional support. Sleep is essential for stress recovery. During deep sleep, cortisol drops. The brain repairs damage, clears metabolic waste, restores resources. Without adequate sleep, you cannot recover from stress. You accumulate damage day after day until the brain shows structural changes. Your environment affects stress biology, chronic exposure to noise, pollution, overcrowding. These create biological stress responses. Even if you're not consciously stressed, your body still responds. This is why urban living is associated with higher rates of anxiety and depression. Not just psychology, biology. Nature exposure reduces stress. Even brief time in nature lowers cortisol, reduces amygdala activity, enhances prefrontal function. This isn't placebo. It's measurable biological change. Your brain evolved in nature, responds to it. Urban environments are novel, stressful. Nature is home. Chronic stress is not a badge of honor. It's not productivity. It's brain damage, preventable brain damage. You can choose differently. Structure your life for recovery, for restoration, for resilience. Your brain will thank you. With better function, better mood, better life,